Everyone, this is Kirei for Bramble Fox with my very first layout using the fabulously festive December Fox box. I'm also using Fox Cut number 51 and Paper Snips 15. These both come with the Fox Box Plus subscription. So here you can see the different perspectives I've pulled out, that fabulous red Jolly Holidays title. There's a lovely sage green Christmas tree, some holly leaves, some white snowflakes, and I also use the sage green etched wreath as well. So I've pulled out some papers from my stash. I'm using a bit of a mix here because I thought I might as well use up some of the sort of bits that I've got left over. So I've got Crate Paper, Mittens and Mistletoe, and Simple Stories Mix and Mingle. And I'm just sort of cutting them into strips, working out what I'm going to layer up and how many pieces I'm going to use. I've got two photos there that I'm going to create a vertical design over to the left side of my layout. So I'm just really moving papers around and, working out what I'm going to do. Okay, so I can't quite decide. So I figure out I might as well start distressing the edges. And those of you that know me will know I do like to add that extra texture to the different layers on a layout. Just gives a bit more dimension as well. So I'm just going to work through that and then decide what I'm going to put where. Okay, I've decided on these three strips and they're going to layer over there to the left, and I'm going to put the two photos and add the title to the right. And I think that Jolly Holidays looks perfect on the white there. It really sort of pops. So I've now pulled out the Fox Cut stencil. It's a lovely, it has a larger and a smaller design in the same design. And it looks like a knitted sweater. So I'm just going to add a little bit of detailing to the top right and bottom left of the layout. And I'm just using the Distress Oxides in Evergreen Bough, and just making sure that looks right. I do just sort of smooth down a little bit there, as you can see, using the ink applicator tool, just sort of extending where I've added the stencil detail. And now I can get those pattern paper strips stuck down, just so I can then start to sort of build up my add my photos and build up the embellishment clusters. So it's a great way of sort of using up sort of bits and pieces of papers that you might have left from a collection. I often do, but if you just really sort of play around with them and layer them up, you can actually build up a really lovely background, and then use up really what's left over. So waste not, want not, hey? Okay, so lifting up all those edges, just again, I just don't want them to be completely flat. And then I'm going to mount the two photos. I've just got another piece of the pattern paper there. It's green holly leaves, and I'm mounting both of those. I'll distress the edges, and then they've been now stuck down. I've used foam pads at the top of each photo, and then they're stuck flat on the bottom edge. And now I'm just getting the perspective stuck down. So I'm using glossy accents. It gives a nice strong hold. And I've got the lovely etched wreath at the bottom of the design. I've added the white snowflakes. And now I'm just getting stuck down the Jolly Holidays title to the right at the top photo. And then I've got those two holly leaves I'm just going to add to the bottom right of the title. And then I've got that, finally, I've got the that lovely sage green Christmas tree. It's got little etched baubles in it. And then I've pulled out the paper snips, and I'm going to use a couple of the circle designs. I've got the Fa La La and the Fun Stuff. And then I'm going to use the DIY epoxy flare stickers over the top, so they look just like a little flare badge. And then I'll add them into the layout. I sort of like the Fa La La there because I felt like it balanced the darker green from the holly leaf perspectives over on the right. So I'm now pulling out the paper snips again and just trimming off some of the little word phrases, because I'm going to add a few of those to the layout as well. And I'm also cutting out here a couple of those tabs. So I've got the joyful one, and I'm just trimming that out. And I'm going to see how it looks. Now, I didn't actually use it in the final layout, but having looked at here on the video, actually, I don't mind the joyful at the top there, but I wasn't sure when I was making it, so it didn't make the cut. It can be added to another layout later. Okay, so trimming off some of the words with the red and in that sort of soft green. Now I'm giving the tabs another go, and I've got the Merry here in the nice red. But that really didn't work for me because I had the red with the title on the right, and it was just too much. It didn't sort of really work for me. So that doesn't make the cut either. Playing around with the words and deciding where they're all going to go. So if you are not a Foxbox subscriber, pop on over to bramblefox.co.uk and you can find all the details on how to subscribe and receive a monthly pack full of Foxbox goodies. So you've got two options with the subscription. You've got the regular Foxbox and you have the Foxbox Plus. That includes the fabulous stencil that I've used and also the paper snips. Okay, I've pulled out a few little bits of ephemera here from the Create Paper and Simple Stories collection. Just added a few, to be honest. I didn't need loads because I've used quite a few perspectives and I've got quite a few different pattern papers. So just added that cute little bear, that little chalet at the top there. And then I do add a few little red sort of poinsettia stickers. I'm going to stick down those paper snips. I'm adding them all on foam pads, giving them all some dimension there. So I've got two down the bottom in the red and the green, sparkle all the way and day to remember. And then at the top, I have Christmas and ho, ho, ho. So I'm pulling out the Distress Oxide in the Evergreen Bough again and just adding some splatters to each of my clusters. And then I also add, I come back and I do add some sequins because a Christmas layout wouldn't be a Christmas layout with a little bit of sparkle. And here we go, the finished layout. I added my journaling under the title, and then you've got some close-ups of all the fabulous perspectives from the Foxbox, also the paper snips and the fabulous stencil, the Fox cut that you can just see here. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this layout and I'll see you again in the next video.